And right now what's on my mind is black women. If you are an all lives matters type of person, if you feel like anybody giving compliments, giving attention, giving praise to anybody outside of yourself is offensive and an insult to yourself, then this video is not for you. This video is literally for my fellow black women. But yeah, I just wanted to say that you are loved. Black women are beautiful way more often than it should be. I'm getting on social media and I never really see it on my own feed. I just feel like I've done a pretty good job of filtering out the people and the content that pop up on my feed. But I always see people posting posts that they have seen and talking about it, or like screenshots or stuff like that. I'm seeing it way more than I feel like I should be seeing it in 2020. But why are we still having conversations about colorism? It is so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, why are we still struggling with that? I wanted to sit in the sun, but I'm in Texas and it's literally like 95 degrees out here, so the sun is not where it's at. But this is really so much better. I can sit down and the sun's not, like, I was blinded. Okay, black women, you are so beautiful. Like, I really cannot stress this enough. People still to this day, not often, but occasionally I'll see somebody comment on my video about my experiences in Mexico versus my experiences here, and people are doubtful and they think I'm playing, they think I'm making stuff up, they think I'm exaggerating when I say I really used to get comments about my dark skin all the time, and I'm really not. Black women, I'm just here to say I really hope you all stay strong, and please do not give into the narrative that we are any less beautiful than any other race, that you are any less beautiful if you happen to be a darker shade of brown. Please do not give into the narrative that black men do not like black women, because that's not true. Black men ain't this, black men ain't that. Yes, we do have a big colorism issue within the black community. Yes, a lot of times the people who are making the comments are black men, but we're not going to feed into the problem by becoming that ourselves. A lot of the stereotypes that black women have to face are like, you know, the angry black woman, ghetto, ratchet, you know, lesser tribe, blah 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 blah. But there are also a lot of good stereotypes about black women. You know, we're strong, we can hold it down, you know, we're very supportive, we support everybody, we possess some very good qualities. I just wanted to stress the importance of surrounding yourself with constant reminders of your self-worth. If your feed is negative, if you're always seeing posts where people are being colorist or, you know, racism, you need to unfollow that. You need to unfollow that ASAP. If you listen to rappers still who disrespect black women, you need to cut that out. If you have friends who make those kind of comments, you need to unfriend them. You need to follow pages that uplift black women. You need to follow pages that uplift black hair. Coming from a place where I used to have issues and like really low self-esteem surrounding this color of my skin, and I'm not even that dark, so I can't even imagine what like the people who were darker than me went through when we were younger. But yeah, the colorism is just really disgusting, and it made me feel like I needed to come just to give kind of like a little shout out to my black women. What I'm saying is, I know that it is really important for everybody to have positive influences on your social media, within your circle, in your family, etc. So if you don't have a lot of positive influence, I'm saying you need to surround yourself with positive influence. And if I need to be a beacon of hope, or if my channel needs to be a safe space for black women, just know that it is a safe space for black women. I will always go hard. I will go above and beyond for black women. Women in general, like, you know, I'm very like women empowerment, you know, blah, blah, blah. But being a black woman myself and having gone through a lot of the struggles that most black women face, you know, I'm always gonna go hard for black women. And I just wanted to say that I think black women are so beautiful. Like, I'm like, first of all, my shirt, like, I cannot wait, you know, when I finally have my full head of natural hair. I'm gonna take so much pride in it. I love it so much. I've always loved natural hair. I love black women, and I love blackness, and I love my blackness, and I'm very unapologetically black. and I hope that you all are too. I feel like we as black women need to stop giving so much of our energy towards people who have stuff to say about us. Like, I'm way past the point where I'm not really offended per se by a person, even a black guy, who has something negative to say about black women, or who just feels so compelled to let everybody know that he will not date black women and why he will not date black women. Like I said, what does that have to do with me? If you don't want to date black women, okay, then that just means we won't date, and I'm fine with that. If you're a black guy and you don't want to date me, okay, the next black guy will. If you're white and you don't want to date me, okay, there's a black guy who will. Or there's another white guy. If you're into white guys, like, there's another white guy who will. Please stop feeding the trolls. Please stop feeding the trolls. Like, at some point you have to realize that some people just don't want to understand. Some people feed off of, you know, your despair, your anger. A lot of times I feel like some people don't even feel these ways, and they just like to say stuff to get a reaction out of you. And even if they do feel that way, a certain type of way that you don't agree with, don't let it bother you. It doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge that the problem doesn't exist. When I see issues and stuff like this pop up on my social media, I just take a mental note, and I acknowledge that colorism exists. But I'm not about to sit and argue with anybody, any young man who feels like he needs to make a disrespectful comment about black women. Why? I'm not about to argue with any white man, Chinese man, anybody of any race who has something to say about black women, because I don't. At the end of the day, like, look, we don't gotta chop it up. Like, that just is what it is. There are plenty of all shades of men and women, whatever your sexual orientation is, that love you. I promise you. You just have to look in the right places. I just really came to say I love y'all so much. We are so strong. We are so educated. We are so resourceful. We are so creative. We are so influential. We have so many good things going for us, and I just pray to God somewhere that all the young teenage girls who are very impressionable right now, who are looking at social media for influence, and you know, they've got these Instagram girls with these huge bodies. It's okay to not be super curvy. I'm not super curvy. It's okay to not have flawless skin. I do not have flawless skin, despite what y'all be saying in the comments, like, oh girl, no, I do not have flawless skin. I don't care what this camera makes it seem like. It's okay to not have like 3C hair. It's okay to not have sleeked edges. It's okay to be black the way that God intended for you to be black. It's okay to be the way you are naturally, okay? And it doesn't make you any less black if you're lighter, if you're super dark, if you're homosexual, a Muslim black person, if you are a Christian black person, if you don't use certain African American vernacular English. If you're black, you're black. You know, I keep saying everywhere, preference. Have your preference. If you don't like black women, you don't like black men, if you don't like any certain race or group of people, that's your business. But you do not need to come out of your mouth with hateful comments, with disrespectful comments, with anything. If you do feel so compelled to let everybody know your preference, then just state your preference and go. What you do like. You don't need to tell everybody what you don't like, why you don't like, blah, blah, blah. You're just being extra. You're looking for attention at that point. You're looking for a problem. Like I said, those are the trolls we don't feed. It's fine. We're not worried about them. We're not worried about nobody who's not worried about us. We're not worried about people who are worried about us. Like I said, make sure you all are controlling who and what is surrounding you and what's influencing you and your mind and your opinions of yourself. And make sure you also are not feeding your mind negative ideas about yourself. It's important to acknowledge that just because you're dark skinned does not mean you get to make nasty comments about lighter skinned black folk. The same as, like, you don't get to be black and be offensive to other races either. I'm not for that either. But like I said, I just feel like colorism as a whole, you know, all across the board, like, can we be done with that? Can we leave it in 2020? Like, these last 4.5-ish months that we have of 2020, like, hang it up. Let's be done with it. Like, it's really old. It's tired. Let's be done with the colorism. And if you have anything negative to say about black women, you don't love black women, then this is not the channel for you. I'm not the person for you. It just is what it is. Now that I'm done sweating and I look like disgusting, I'm just gonna go inside and probably shower. But I love you all so much. That's all I gotta say.